So if you're thinking about starting an Etsy shop, or you already own an Etsy shop, but you're really struggling to make that first sell that's really going to kick you off the mark, then this video is going to be for you. So I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do to get that first sell coming in on Etsy. And I'm going to show you this in 5 proven tips that I've been proven time and time again to work for both my own shops and the shops I'm currently working with. So if you're new here, my name's Alfie and I became a multi-6-figure Etsy seller in just 2 years, and I've also had some pretty good success running my other e-commerce businesses. So look, let's start with tip number 1, and this is going to be to utilize a loss leader. So when I say loss leader, this is essentially a product which you're going to be selling at cost, okay? And by at cost, I mean whatever it costs to make and ship the product, this is exactly what you're going to be listing it for on Etsy. Our main goal at the start is to try and just beat the competition on whatever factors we can. So more often than not, because we don't have much sales history and reviews, this is going to be price. And because we're going to be selling our first lot of products at such a low price, this is just going to massively increase our conversion rates, because you know, at the end of the day, the customers that are buying this product are getting such a good deal because the price is so cheap in comparison to all the competition. And then of course, as you start making a lot of these sales at the beginning, because the product is so cheap, we're going to start getting a lot more sales volumes coming in, which is just going to make our shop look a lot more trustworthy. And also we should start getting a lot more reviews from very happy customers because they've got a very good product at a very reasonable price. So for me personally, this is one of the best sales tactics I've ever used on my Etsy shops. It always seems to work. And because we're going to start getting a lot of sales rolling in, because the products are going to be so cheap, this is going to give Etsy a lot of information about us as a new shop, right? So you got to think, we're literally going to be listing products as a new shop and they're going to be selling. And this is going to show to Etsy that, yeah, okay, we are a new shop, but look, our products are really in demand. We're making loads of sales early doors. And then what this is just going to do is allow Etsy to push us up a lot higher in search rankings and show our products off to a lot more people, because of course we've got that really high sales velocity right from the start. So yeah, kind of in line with this one, moving on to our next tip, and this is going to be to set our store up for trust. So look, I've said this so many times before on my Etsy videos, if a customer does not trust your shop, they simply will not buy from your shop. And look, me and you, we are literally the best examples of this. If we go onto a brand new website online and it just looks dodgy as hell, okay, we've never bought from it before, and there's nothing that gives us any sort of trust factor at all, what are the chances of us actually buying something from that website? I would say, my personal experience, the chances of me buying from that dodgy website are pretty much 0. In fact, it's definitely going to be 0, and I'm sure that's the same for you. And now Etsy is no different at all. So then the question is, what factors play into building this trust with the customers on Etsy, and how can we make customers trust our shop before we've even got that first sell? And look, like I keep saying, some of the easiest ways to do this is to get a professional looking banner. So this covers the biggest piece of real estate on your Etsy shop. It should not be neglected, and also your logo as well. And you know, both of these can be knocked up so easily in Canva. There's loads of templates you can choose from. It's very simple to just go into them, edit a little bit of text for whatever your shop is, and then you're pretty much good to go. So there's no excuse to not have these populated. And then another super quick one to build trust is to just fill out your personal photo, so the shop owner photo. And even if you don't want to put a picture of yourself on the internet, absolutely understandable, just put a brand logo on there, for example, but just make sure this isn't blank, okay? If it's blank, it just looks pretty dodgy and it's just not a good look for your shop. And then the last section, which I always recommend that we should be taking advantage of, is the About Us section. So again, this is absolutely perfect for building trust. So it allows you to tell your story. You can show some images of your packaging, how the product's made. You can even write a little bit about yourself if you want, but you know, it's just a great another piece of real estate on your shop that you should really be using, that is just going to massively help to build trust with the customer early doors. But yeah, moving on to the next tip now, and this is to make sure that in your listings you include all of the key information that your customer needs to know to make the conversion. So look, actually getting the click and getting the customer onto your listing, that's only half the battle, guys, all right? The other half of the battle is then much harder, and this is to actually get the customer to part with their hard-earned cash. So look, any reason you give the customer to click off of your listing, they're probably gonna take it, okay? So one of the biggest mistakes I see new Etsy sellers making is they're gonna offer variants on some of their products, and they just completely paralyze shoppers with choice, because they'll add maybe say like 10 plus, sometimes even like 20 different variants to their Etsy listings. And I mean, like I said, the customer is literally just gonna look at this, just get completely paralyzed for choice, and they're just gonna go off it and they're just gonna go on another listing. So as a general rule of thumb, I kind of always say between 1 and 5 variants of whatever listing you're selling is probably gonna be just fine. And then following on from that, this should go without saying, but you'll be surprised how often it doesn't, okay? If you're selling a blue option, just make sure that there's a picture that shows the blue variant option. You'll be surprised, there's so many new sellers I see that they'll add loads of different colors, for example, and then they'll only have pictures to show, say, maybe like 2 or 3 of those different color options. So, I mean, if a customer can't see what the product looks like that they're buying, then that is just gonna be an absolute killer for your conversion rates. And again, with your product descriptions, customers do read these, so make sure that you include all of the key information in here that you think the customer would need to know that's gonna influence their decision to actually make a purchase. So, you know, this is stuff like shipping times, dimensions, how to wash the items, maybe like your money back guarantee, you know, anything you think the customer needs to know, put it in the description. And look guys, if you are really struggling to make the sales volumes on Etsy that you think you should be making, then as I said before, this is something I'm genuinely very happy to help you out with privately on a one-to-one basis. So I haven't had my books open to coaching for very long at all, considering. However, the people that I have been coaching were already starting to get a lot of proven results coming through already. So this is literally some people taking their very first steps into online business, like never had an online business before, suddenly now making their first few sales on the platform and getting their first taste of that sweet passive income. And to be honest, just on a personal note, it's a very good feeling when you work with someone and you could potentially be helping to change their life. So yeah, I just wanted to quickly put that out there. And now I will only work with people who are actually going to put the time and effort in to grow in their online business and just actually want to be earning passive income online, like on a serious level. So if this is something that you think might interest you, feel free to book in a free call with myself to see if we'd be a good fit to work together. And then if everything goes well, let's just get making some money online. But anyway, moving on to the next tip now, and this is to utilize social media marketing. And look, with how popular platforms like TikTok and Instagram Shorts are now, the reach that you can get on your products on these platforms is literally going to be sky high. And you know, even if you're not into social media at all yourself, and to be honest, before 2022, I was not at all. I actually didn't like social media one bit. But once you start realizing what a powerful business tool social media can be, and how simple it actually is to start just building really basic reels that can just get your products such big exposure for such little time investment, like you'll realize it really is a super valuable business tool. So yeah, growing that social following and just getting a lot more traffic from socials to your store is gonna, honestly, it's gonna increase your chances of getting that first sale dramatically. And if you're selling something like physical products, then again, this is absolutely great because it's gonna be so easy for you to just make the reels at home using your own smartphone. But then even if you're selling products like print on demand, it's very easy now to just go to a website like Place It, where there's just gonna be loads of video templates that you can use. And it's literally just a case of dragging and dropping your design onto these video templates, and they're gonna give you a little bit of short form content that you can very easily repurpose and make into a very basic reel that you can then start using to start growing out your socials. And you can see here, just from showing this little example on Place It, how easy it really can be to just make some very basic video mock-ups that you can start using for your reels today. So yeah, my best advice would be, even if you don't like social media, just give it a try. And I mean, even if you only get 100 eyes per reel, say, that is 100 eyes more than nothing, which you are currently getting on socials. So yeah, definitely worth a try. But moving on to the next tip now, and this is going to be to utilize high search and low competition keywords. So of course, something that's going to be absolutely essential towards getting your first sale on Etsy is people actually being able to find your products to be able to even click on them in the first place, right? So if someone is searching for products in your niche, you want your products to be showing up ideally as high as possible in search rankings as early on as possible. And so in my opinion, the best way to do this for beginners, and the most simplest way possible is to simply just start using SEO keyword research apps. So the one that I always use is Everbee because it's really simple, but again, feel free to use whatever one you want because you can so simply use them to find the best selling products in your niche. You can see exactly what sort of sales revenues they're making, and then this is the magic bit. You can literally click straight onto them and you can see all of the tags and the SEO that the product and listing is using. And then because we want to make our lives as easy as possible at the start, we want our SEO done like that. There's literally a copy feature here. So as long as the product's in the niche what you're selling, the keywords you think it's kind of going to match up with your product as well, then you can simply just hit the copy button, take all of these bestseller tags which we know work, and then you can paste them directly into your own Etsy listing, and then boom, that's your SEO done for that listing in literally a matter of minutes. And then on top of this, whenever you're looking at keywords and you maybe want to use one here, one there sort of thing, and you want to be a bit more specific, these keyword research apps also show you the search volumes and the competition scores for the given keywords that you're thinking of using. So again, this is just going to be amazing for you because you can specifically handpick the keywords that have the highest searches with the lowest competition ratios. And yeah, this is just going to massively help you rank your products high up in search rankings right from the beginning. So yeah, sort your SEO out, and this is just gonna massively increase your chances of getting that first sale. And look guys, like I said, if you want someone in your corner helping you every single step of the way, feel free to book a quick call in with me. And you know, as long as you're dedicated, I would absolutely love to work with you. But yeah, if not, no problem at all. Feel free to just continue joining some of my other free content on YouTube. Best of luck with your Etsy journey as always, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers guys.